Good evening, happy holidays. It is the 21st of December 2025. Indeed, spreading the Christmas cheer as we inch to the peak. That is the 24th, the 25th and the 26th. Well, if you're still within the Central Business District, well, let's continue hustling as it is. And now it's time for news updates. But first things first, let's take a look at the highlights.
Weeding out cartels in the music industry. All royalties to be collected through e-Citizen. UDA-ODM political marriage. Orange Party now says it will not enter into a coalition without a clear memorandum of understanding. Rebuilding their lives and homes again. Victims of banditry attacks in Baringa County begin the fragile journey towards peace and recovery.
Happy holidays once again. I'm Regina, Manyara, and my colleague is none other than Byron Abuli on sign language there. Now, all royalties of Kenyan artists in the country will henceforth be collected through e-Citizen, ending fragmentation, middlemen and cartels who have taken advantage of the industry players for decades. This is among reforms that will be instituted in the industry through this Office of the Special Projects and Creative Economy, a move that is projected to turn around the sector within the country. Timothy Kipnusu now has the details, as artists have welcomed the reforms, noting that if this is implemented, will be the beginning of fair play for artists in the country.
The Office of Special Projects and Creative Economy Coordination on Sunday announced the most consequential reform of Kenya's creative economy since independence.
For decades, Kenyan artists have created value with a broken, captured system ensuring that they never saw their money. Royalties were collected but not paid fairly. Audits were done but not acted on. Promises were made but cartels stayed in charge. That era ends now. It ends today.
Speaking to the media in Nairobi, the head of the docket, Dennis Itumbi, revealed the complete reset of royalties system, which has been long delayed by entrenched interest that profited from opacity and confusion.
In some years, over 85% of artists' money never reached the artists. That is why even you people of the media have been involved in very many fundraisings for artists. Artists who are supposed to be the richest in society, are supposed to command influence, are supposed to be in charge of the social sector, have become the bottom of that sector.
Itumbi said his office is committed to changing and transforming the industry to become one of the most profitable ventures in the country. He revealed that the presidential directive on streamlining royalties has now removed discretion and middleman capture from the system, with royalties now collected through e-Citizen, ending fragmentation, duplication and manipulation.
We are committed to changing this industry so that the rightful people should get their rightful shares. And as the statement says, today is a new beginning, and we are going to forget the past, but you're not going to forget because of what has happened.
In 2023, 61 million was collected in the industry, 6.7 million was paid. That's only 11%. In 2024, 86 million was collected. Only 11 million was paid out. That's 12.8 million. That's 12.8%, sorry. Entire year show no information provided to artists. This was not inefficiency. It was deliberate, systematic extraction.
He used the opportunity to warn political parties that have not been paying the royalties, saying the government is coming for them.
You must be people who pay royalties for this music industry, for this music industries to thrive. Anyone else who has not been doing this, be sure we are also coming for you, because we have to put our mouth where it is. And if any of you had any doubt that President William Ruto is, I wish to repeat here, is the most consequential president for the reform of the creative economy.
A section of musicians have hailed the government for the bold move, saying it will bring visibility and transparency in the creative industry.
Tell artists to go back to studio, do better songs, do better videos. Money is coming, and I can assure you, because I have seen what the government is doing for us. Continue recording. And as Dennis has said, we are going to catch up with other countries like South Africa and Nigeria. And Tanzania was overtaking us here with the artists are well off.
This is definitely such an opportune time to be in the music industry. Why? Because we finally have people who are listening to what the problems that we've been talking about over and over again have been. So collection definitely going up is a win for the industry.
One question that that is hurting for musicians always has been, what else do you do besides music? Because music has never ever been structured or felt to be a career on its own for many of us. But we are appreciative to the government for this time, that now we are able to say I am a musician and that is the career.
Timothy Kipnosu for Sunday Express.
The ODM party now says it will not enter into a coalition with the ruling party UDA for the 2027 elections without a clear memorandum of understanding. The leaders who spoke in Lugari while condoling with the family of the late Cyrus Njirongo said the party will, however, not enter into partnership with parties preaching politics of division. The leaders also urged the investigative agencies to hasten in the investigation surrounding the death of Njirongo to allow the family find closure.
Kitu moja mimi nahakikishia nyinyi kama Junet Mohamed ambaye ni kiongozi ya ODM, sisi hatuwezi kufanya muungano na watu wa chuki. Si mnajua watu wa chuki? Si mnawajua? Wale ambao wanasema ni shareholders. Ati sisi tunaongea tu na shareholders peke yake. Hawa hatuwezi kuungana na Lakini kama Kenya Kwanza wanataka tuungane pamoja kwenda mbele, lazima watu wasungumuse, vitu ziweke kwa meza. Sasa tufanye harusi ya maana, tuende mbele pamoja. Si namna hiyo?
Lakini sasa tukienda 2027, lazima watu wakae chini waongee. Sisi kama chama tujikaze, tujiunde, tukae ngumu, tukae kwa grassroots, tukuje kwa meza. Wale wengine wakuje kwa meza. Lazima tujue ni nini iko ndani ya hii. Si kwenda tu fua, ati sisi tumekuja fua namna hii. Lazima tufunge hiyo, ndio tujue Western kama ODM wako na nini ndani ya hiyo broad based.
Kabla Mheshimiwa Njirongo ajazikwa, hawa Waluya wajue kweli ilikuwa accident, lakini maswali iko, lazima hiyo maswali serikali tusaidie baada ya kufanya uchunguzi wa ndani. Tujue nini ilifanyika. Kwa mfano, ile basi ambayo inaitwa Climax ilikuwa imebeba abiria 65 na ilikuwa inaenda Busia, na hao ni Waluya, si ndio? Na Waluya si wanajua Njirongo? Iko Mluya ajui Njirongo? Sasa hao watu hakuna hata ule mmoja aliona hii maneno.
We'll continue keeping tabs as the developments unfold into the investigation pertaining, or rather what led to that fatal crash where the late Cyrus Njirongo lost his life. Now, politics. The united opposition has called on Kenyans to elect leaders who will liberate the country from ills committed by previous regimes. Speaking at the St. John Catholic Church in Githunguri, Kiambu County, the Wiper leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, led leaders in condemning corruption and planned sale of state corporations, urging Kenyans not to relent from pushing for better governance and better management of the country's resources.
The united opposition leaders have called on Kenyans to stay vigilant and make the right political choices in the upcoming general elections. The opposition, who faulted the government of a planned sale of state corporations, further vowed to oppose the move, saying the country risks incurring heavy losses from the planned sale.
Hii sheria ni ya kuhujumu uchumi wa Kenya. Hatuwezi kwenda Singapore when we are selling state corporations for a song. Wimbo tu. Imagine that is what is actually happening. 18 of these state corporations.
Ile timu umesikia tunaunda ya united opposition, kuna njama ya kujaribu kutugawanya. lakini tunajua ya kwamba hatutakubali kugawanyika. Tutashikana hadi mwisho.
Unajua, power must be checked. Na rais nguvu zake zinaangaliwa na bunge. Sasa hivi bunge inaangalia nguvu za rais. Hata hawaongopi. Hila nyingi inatembea pale ni hongo, wakati hoja za bunge zinapita na inakuwa ni kama wananchi hawajawakilishwa. Jamani, mngependa kuwakilishwa vizuri? Ndio tunasema watu wachukue kura, ndio wachague vyema, ndio nchi iweze kusonga mbele.
At the same time, the leaders call upon the security agencies to restore peace in the troubled Transmara region.
No, kuna wale ambao wanawachochea, wale ambao wameleta hali hiyo. Ukifuata ni hali ngumu sana. Huwezi kuwa nchi ya Kenya iwe Singapore wakati watu wanauana. Si ni kweli? Kwa hivyo ni wazi historia ya Singapore imetolewa wakati huu, ndio Wakenya waanze kudanganywa tena. Kwanza ni kama hiyo kazi ingekuwa upinzani afadhali.
Meanwhile, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku has intensified the push for Mount Kenya East political independence. Speaking at Kiambere in Mbeere North, Ruku said the region would no longer accept being used merely as a voting basket within the wider Mount Kenya political bloc.
It is not obvious that our responsibility, our obligation as the people of Meru, as the people of Mount Tharaka-Nithi, and as the people of Embu, that our obligation and responsibility is to support them. No. It is now their turn. And also now it is their responsibility and obligation also to support us.
Veteran Kenya Broadcasting Corporation broadcaster Amina Fakii is dead. Fakii died on Sunday, aged 83 years, and was buried at Ngong Muslim Cemetery in accordance with the Muslim faith. The late Fakii joined KBC in 1963 when it was still known as a Voice of Kenya and was known for her prowess in broadcasting and her signature sign-off, Chow, after her program. Those who worked or interacted with her have described the late Fakii as a person that they looked up to in their career.
On Sunday, the curtains came down for one of the personalities and voices that ruled the Voice of Kenya and later KBC radio airwaves from the early 1960s, Amina Fakii. Fakii died on Sunday and was laid to rest in the Ngong Cemetery this evening. As her star shone on the radio in the 60s, she did not shy away from sharing the light with upcoming journalists through mentorship. Sakina Mohammed and Lena Kitheka, both retired, worked with the late Amina Fakii in KBC's idhaa ya Kiswahili.
Amina hakushughulika kusema sendi kazini, sifungui stesheni na mtoto mchanga. Alimbeba mtoto wake mchanga, akaenda kamlaza studio ya pili, akawa yuwatangaza huku yoshughulika kwenda kuangalia mtoto wake. Alikuwa ni mchapakazi. Alikuwa mwalimu wetu.
Amina alikuwa mshupavu, mpenda kazi. Alitufundisha mambo mengi sana ambao pia labda tukua tumeyasoma yote kule college. She was a dear sister and a real broadcaster.
Joseph Cheriot, a radio news editor at KBC, remembers his encounter with the late Fakii when he joined KBC and how she shaped his career.
Mimi kati ya wale ambao walinifanya nifikirie kuwa mtangazaji ni Amina Fakii. Na nilipata hiyo fursa baada ya kuhitimu kufanya kazi na yeye. Na alikuwa mtu ambaye alitushirikisha mpaka tujue kufanya vipindi kutoka kwa wanagenzi mpaka sasa tukawa sisi na pia ni producers ambao wanatambulika.
The first time that I interacted with Amina Fakii, at that time I was a child. I was in primary school. And we were told at the parade in the morning that people from the Voice of Kenya were coming to our school. It was called Hasoko Primary School in Bungoma County. And we were asked those who are ready with riddles. So I recall that I had a riddle, and it was, you'd say kitandawili, and then they tell you tega.
Fakii will be remembered for being among the pioneer female broadcasters who inspired many to join the industry.
Kwa hivyo KBC nimesema naishukuru sana. Manake ndio imeniacha nikafika hapa. Sina kazi nyingine nishawahi kwenda kufanya, na kwa hivyo makosa, ukitolewa makosa usiseme naonewa. Kwa hivyo mpaka hapo sina budi nikiwaambia kwa heri, na nyingine nilikuwa nikipenda sana kusema katika vipindi chao.
Nancy Okwari, Sunday Express.
One would actually think that she was ready, or rather she was saying, you know, kwaheri to her loved ones, her colleagues and such. Actually, that was a production that was done here at KBC during a Legends edition, you know, just documenting veteran journalists who have been in the industry and started right here when KBC then was Voice of Kenya. May her soul rest in peace. On that note, we take a quick breather. We'll be right back.
Bana, watana na simu, si utatuangusha.
Pore madam, naekelea kabet, lazima niomoke leo.
Bet unaekelea mpaka ukipeleka ndudhi, beta hizi ngoja.
Nimejaribu kuacha, nimejikuta naekelea. Imeni-affect kiasi.
Hapana, uko na shida. Chukua control, know your limits.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Association of Gaming Operators Kenya kwa ushirikiano na Gambling Regulatory Authority. Mchezo huu unaweza kuleta uraibu. Chukua control, cheza kistaarabu. Ni kwa walio zaidi ya
that made you so angry enough to slap him in the middle of the street? That man is Ricardo Marquez. He stood up your Aunt Magdalena in church on her wedding day 20 years ago.
If that woman was that idiot's girlfriend for heaven knows how long, I have a feeling she must have some information that will help us get rid of him. What do you think?
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
We doctors from China have done our best. And you? What have you done? Nothing. Nothing! Why?
Help!
Why?
A patient lost his life. What did I come to Castor for?
Don't worry. We've already punished Daryl.
It's not about punishments.
I'll never forget any of you for the rest of my life.
All right, let's enjoy this feast then. Eat well and be merry.
I'll ask you something. Answer me truthfully. Why is Maja coming back early like this?
Did something really happen to Maja? Don't you hide anything from us now.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Express. Now, the government has been urged to reduce taxes and tariffs on construction materials to make housing more affordable for Kenyans. Industry players say easing taxes on construction inputs would enable developers build more affordable homes, thereby supporting the government's affordable housing agenda. Woolstone Homes Managing Director Elgidio Kinyanjui and homeowners at a home handover event where more than 30 newly completed houses along the Kenyatta Road in Kiambu County said heavy taxation of building materials has continued to push housing costs beyond the reach of a majority of Kenyans.
Business this year was tough for everybody. I have encountered quite a number of people complaining about so many other things, but I'm more motivated to still appreciate the retro that you have to do, and we've done the best that we could. I say a home is a basic need. Regardless of anything else, everybody must require a home to live or exist in this beautiful planet of ours.
Napenda kuomba serikali wapunguze hizi tax za vitu za mjengo ndio kila mtu aweze kujishindia mahali panaitwa nyumbani. Juu hii mambo ya kukondesha nyumba inaletea watu wengi sana shida.
Saa ile umezeeka hata hiyo rent utashindwa na kulipa, lakini kama umejikasa umepata pahali yako hiyo itakuwa kitu ya maana sana, sababu hakuna mtu atakuwa anakuja kuonga nyumba yako akikuitisha rent.
Indeed, everyone's dream actually is to have a space they call home that belongs to them. You know, no one is knocking at your door at the end of the month for due rent. Now, clashes erupted at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Nyahururu following a leadership wrangle between two rival factions within the congregation. According to Andrew Sang, a church leader at the Nyahururu SDA, said the unrest stems from a disagreement involving a former church pastor who was transferred to another station by the church's governing body. Now, the pastor and his supporters reportedly opposed the decision, arguing that the transfer was unjustified. It is alleged that for several months, the faction allied to the transferred pastor has been attempting to forcibly reclaim control of the church, while the current leadership, who are officially appointed, have vowed not to allow his return. On the day of the incident, it emerged that the rival group planned to inaugurate another pastor. Defending his faction, Joseph Mushemi, a leader of the group that was ejected from office, claimed that the current leadership has mismanaged the church, creating divisions among worshippers. Police officers intervened to calm the situation and ordered both factions to resolve their differences out of the church premise to prevent further disruptions.
Amefanya mambo yote iharibike katika kanisa letu. Paka washiriki wanapigana wenyewe. Na akipewa barua ya kusimamishwa na kanisa letu, anakataa. Wameform Union of Churches nje ya kanisa na mpango wa kanuni ya kanisa.
Ningependa kwamba niwajulishe kwamba kanisa hili la Nyahururu Central limeweza kuhama na limejiunga na Union of Churches ambayo iko katika church manual. Tuko na viwango 4 ambavyo inaelezea utaratibu ambao kanisa linafaa lifuate.
Alikuwa hapa akaondoka kwa sababu zake na alipigwa transfer akaenda, alafu ndio analetea furugu hapa, analeta guns ndio wakuje wafuge hii kanisa letu. Sisi tuko Union of Churches na tutoki Union of Churches till the end.
Quite the controversy, right? In the Church of God and place of worship. Now the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, is finalizing the Regional Agri-food Systems Investment Plan 2026-2035. The plan, which is currently on the validation stage, will succeed the Regional Agricultural Investment Plan 2016-2020. Once complete, the new plan will serve as a regional framework to guide policies, investment and partnerships that strengthen the resilience, inclusiveness and sustainability of agri-food systems across IGAD member states. The review comes at a time when the Horn of Africa continues to face shocks such as droughts, floods, desert locust infestations and market disruptions. While these shocks have eroded livelihoods, reduced food security and constrained progress towards poverty reduction, hence the need for a new approach to boost resilience across IGAD member states.
We need this dividend, and that is also is a critical one to assure that the implementation of this receive and also contribute directly to the sustainable peace in the region, where our region faces a lot of challenges: conflict, drought, desert invasion, locust, and also issue of food security.
The challenge was noted that agriculture cannot stand alone, so there was need to build the economy beyond agriculture, because agriculture depends on infrastructure. For example, agriculture depends on energy, the energy sector, industrialization, the finance sector is critical. If there are no funding, then we cannot carry out agriculture. So because of this, we realized that focus alone on agriculture was quite limited, and therefore the need for us to broaden it so that we look at the entire system. So it's called a systems approach. A food systems approach means we are looking at the entire value chain, from production to processing, to manufacturing, to transportation, if there is need for packaging, value addition.
Now we cross over to Baringo. Now, after years of raids, violent attacks and displacements of residents of Mukutani in Baringo County have returned to what used to be their land to rebuild their lives and homes. This follows a relative calm brought about by the success story of the government security agents who were deployed to the entire North Rift region to deal with banditry. Fast forward, life is slowly returning to normal, but not without its challenges. Our reporter Aaron Marie brings us the reality of life inside the IDP camps in Baringo and the fragile journey towards peace and recovery.
In the vast sun-bleached expanse of Baringo County, a fragile homecoming is underway. This is Mukutani, where hundreds of families, mostly from the minority El Chamus community, were driven from these lands by brutal attacks. But what does it mean to rebuild a home when the scars of trauma are still so raw?
Hiyo kitu vile tulienda, tulichinjwa, tukaingia makanisa, bado tunatolewa kwa hiyo nyumba. Sasa tukabidi sasa tutoroke kwa sababu ya hiyo shida, kwa sababu hakuna mahali pengine tunaweza kimbilia.
Nilitoroka sababu ya hiyo watu nauliwa sisi, akauliwa mzee na kijana wangu. Nilikuwa na kijana moja. Sasa sina toroka, naenda paka Lungi huko Sokotei.
For Mary Maitano, hope has been a dangerous commodity. In 2015, attackers raided her village. She fled with her 6 children, becoming just one among hundreds of internally displaced persons.
Nyumba yangu nilikuta kama imebomolewa. Sasa ni wakati juzi vita ilianza tena, jirani yetu walichukua ng'ombe. Alafu sasa mzee wangu alienda hiyo vita, yeye akatuacha tena. Roho yangu bado japoa. Mzee wangu aliuawa mwezi wa 5 tarehe 17.
A return this year offered a chance to start again, then more tragedy. Her husband, a police reservist, was killed just a month ago pursuing stolen livestock.
Sasa mzee alienda vita wakati jirani yetu alienda kuchukua ng'ombe hapa hapa Kiserian, wakakujanisha paka hapa juu ya milima. Sasa mzee wangu alikuwa NPR. Sasa akakimbia paka hapo kwa sababu NPR lazima akwe huko ndani. Sasa mzee wangu akafunjwa mguu, akagongwa risasi ya kichwa. Sasa sina mzee.
Mary's current home is this a tattered tent in the Jerusalem camp, where approximately 600 families still live. They were officially repatriated months ago, but without a solid shelter, basic amenities are a daily struggle. The recent rains have turned the camp into a quagmire, a stark reminder of their vulnerability.
Walinikuja kukuta kama ninalala chini ya miti kabla hata kuchenga hii. Ndio katumwonea huruma, mvua ndo anatunyeshea, chakula kidogo kidogo wanatuletea. Mpaka sasa mara ya mwisho wakatupea nyumba kama hii sasa.
A gleam of stability now comes in the form of sticks and mud. Mary is among the first beneficiaries of a Kenya Red Cross initiative, rebuilding 20 houses for the most vulnerable. A project targeting 600 households in total.
The purpose of this project is to resettle people who had lost their shelters, their houses, because of perennial conflicts in this area. We really appreciate the support of the national government for enabling this project through ensuring that peace has returned and the people can return and make their permanent dwelling here.
While security is paramount, officials here argue that lasting peace requires digging deeper, addressing the root causes of the conflict.
We have now had conflicts arising from scarcity of resources available for the community. And that resource scarcity causes conflicts, inter-community conflicts, as well as now cattle rustling that took place here.
Na ile ningependa kuomba kwamba wakati huu wa reconstruction and resettlement na kurudisha jamii katika hali yao nzuri inahitaji washikadau wote, serikali pamoja na wale wengine wakuje kutusaidia, both national and international aid donors na nini, ili sasa hizi jamii zianze kukua na maisha mzuri.
The path forward for Mukatani is fraught. Each new house is an act of defiance against a history of violence. It represents a bet on a future where conflict is soothed not just by surrendered guns, but by restored forest, managed resources, and the simple profound power of a locked door and a safe roof.
Baringo sasa tumeweza kupata wananchi wameweza kurudisha bunduki 564 kutoka kwa mkono ya wale ambaye hawahitaji kuwa nayo. Risasi karibu 1800 imeweza kurudishwa, na ndio unaona hiyo inaongeza usalama katika maeneo yetu, na tunazidi kuwahimiza kwamba waendelee kurudisha bunduki.
For Mary, Anne, and hundreds like them, rebuilding their homes is the first step in rebuilding a shattered sense of belonging. In Mukatani, hope is being reconstructed, one stone at a time. Reporting for Sunday Express, I'm Aaron Marie.
Kijana amekuwa mkubwa. Sasa hii amefika 19.
Baba kuna grade 19.
Nini unafanya huko kwa shamba na funda?
Namtayarisha kwa sababu ya ule mwenye ako karibu kufika.
Unajuana na mama Kayaye? Sasa hizi vitu zangu nilikuwa nataka niwekee kama mahali kwa fridge hivi.
Na unaendesha bike aje? Sasa ungeniangusha.
Utarudi na hizi mizigo zako.
Nakufanya kitu mbaya wewe.
Hebu tuanisha toa. Kwenda nazo kabisa, sitaki kuziona hapa tena.
Wewe hapo umekosa kukonywa na wewe ni bata kirisi maji.
Mimi ni baba Katolo Koyolo.
Unaleta kelele hapo.
Si ni msimu wa kusaliwa kwa mkombozi.
Toka na kelele yako, peleke kelele nje.
Welcome back. To the counties now. The Bungoma Full Gospel Bishop has appealed for patience over the proposed regulation of churches bill, urging Christians to pray for the government and promote peace as the country observes the festive season. These and other stories from the counties.
Bishop Nathan Otwane called on Christians to share with the needy, urged road safety among matatu operators, and asked families to guide young people during the holidays.
Sisi tuombee serikali, na unajua ukweli wa maneno, that is the Bible, kwamba tuwaombee wale walio katika uongozi. Before we make noise, let us pray.
Meanwhile, more than 300 teachers in Siaya County are said to benefit from artificial intelligence skills training as part of the efforts to integrate technology in classrooms and boost the competence-based education.
The world is moving towards, everything's now about technology, and teachers are the ones who interact with the young learners in the institutions. And we thought as a project, together with our partners, that it is important to be able to start equipping our teachers to be able to pass this knowledge to the learners who are young students whose brains are still developing, to be able to be equipped at an early age with these tools and skills.
Separately, more than 1,900 individuals from Kericho and neighboring counties have successfully identified and claimed their unclaimed financial assets during a 5-day clinic organized by the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority at Uhuru Gardens in Kericho County.
We've been able to collect quite a significant amount of money in the tune of 41 billion in cash. And we also have a quite significant amount of shares. And it's our endeavor to ensure that we reunify this amount of money with the rightful owners.
Elsewhere, leaders from Baringo County have commended the government for its sustained efforts to restore peace in areas previously affected by banditry.
Bunduki zimetolewa kule upande ya Baringo North, upande ya Elgeyo Marakwet, upande ya Tiaty. Juzi tuliambiwa tayari tuko na bunduki zaidi ya 300.
And Victory Farms, a fish-producing farm based in Homa Bay County, has intensified support for supporting activities in Suba South constituency to fight the triple threat facing youths in the region and reduce youth idleness during the school holiday period.
Mostly during these holidays, girls tend to engage in some illegal acts, but when we keep them busy, at least they will be there.
In Busia County, a section of environmentalists has praised climate change champion Trufena Muthoni for her outstanding efforts in environmental conservation. This comes after Muthoni set a world record after hugging a tree continuously for 72 hours, describing the act as an inspiration in the fight against climate change.
And the key thing now, when we talk about the environment and climate justice, that's the reason why I decided to come along with these trees in this summit or this conference and advocate the role of young people, the role of church, the role of the clergy, the role of the community in tree planting.
And stakeholders drawn from Isiolo County are pushing for the establishment of county referral pathways to improve coordination, tracking and management of gender-based violence cases amid rising concerns over both physical and digital forms of abuse.
We are trying as much as possible to see how we can bring all the development partners and governments together. And in this case, we have developed what we call the county referral pathway.
Finally, banking institutions have been urged to develop financial products that attract young people to promote a strong saving culture.
And the young people are the people who have better jobs today. They are better paid, so they have money. Even those who are not fully employed, they are businessmen and businesswomen, and they are making good money. So if you want Dimcast to grow, it has to shift its concern from people from my age to people who are young people.
Noelongeso, Sunday Express.
Now, Kenyan storytellers have been urged to tell their own stories in order to control the Kenyan story narrative. With the first changing technology and in the advent of AI, there have been calls for persons in the creative industry to utilize technology and adopt to the changing times, but also ensure that the new media does not hijack the authenticity of storytelling.
In a period where technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace, Kenyan storytellers are being challenged to use their voices and contribute to the preservation of their heritage, even as they step into the new digital age.
It's really important for Kenyans to tell their own stories because they are at the heart of their own lives. We're all the protagonists in our own lives and need to be able to tell those stories well, to be able to communicate and express ourselves, to recognize that we are here, we have value, we matter, but also to be able to take our stories into the future.
When we tell stories about the Mau Mau, we don't tell stories to scare you or to make you, think differently about what kind of a time it was. We really just want you to understand these are young people who laid down their lives so that we could enjoy our freedom as young people.
Through architecture, literature and sound, Kenyan creatives are translating heritage for the digital age by using technology, immersive storytelling and even artificial intelligence to reimagine the past and step into the future. Through his initiative dubbed Cinema in Nature, storytellers like Motana Wanjera are utilizing technology to educate nature lovers on the fight for independence at the Karura Forest.
Cinema in Nature. We give you a set of headphones, walk into the forest as we listen to tales of the Mau Mau. When we started it and we were looking for a home for this experience, I think Karura Forest ended up becoming the ideal place for us because it was a place that held the story of the Mau Mau, but also a place that was openly accessible to us as Kenyans.
My work emphasizes on looking at building materials as agents of cultural and social experience. How do we build our cities, and what materials do we use, and how do they influence how we use spaces for cultural practice, for expression, and also our health, because our health matter, as well as do we earn an income, and how do we earn it based on the use experience within these spaces.
Speaking during a volumetric concert and AI festival held in Nairobi, Sandra Shege, head of arts at the British Council, challenged Kenyan storytellers to be bold and take up space in the creative industry.
People are telling stories about their own identity through different mediums. We have games, we have stories about architecture, we have audio experiences, we have things like the Festival of Ideas with the Hay Festival and NBO Lit Fest. So I feel like storytelling is so central to who we are anyway. It is about coming back to it and celebrating the fact that we can use our voice and our voices matter.
We have so much space for immersive storytelling, and we have such a big appetite to experience stories in such new and exciting ways. And even what we're doing now with artificial intelligence, if you look at some of the posters that we're developing, they're allowing us to glimpse into the past. You know, we're using AI to reimagine what the fight for independence could be, and it's bringing very impressive results.
The concert brought together musicians, storytellers, technologists, and audiences to experience storytelling beyond traditional stages. Rose Oremo for Sunday Express.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
A very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Sunday Express Sport. Now, Gor Mahia surrendered a first-half lead to draw 1-1 with Nairobi United, but reclaimed top position on the FKF Premier League table that had been temporarily occupied by Tusker FC. Tusker had defeated Manyara United 1-0 earlier in the day to move to the top 4 on 24 points, 1 point above Gor Mahia. But with Gor going into their match second on the table, they were eager to move back to the top and began well, scoring in the 15th minute to lead 1-0 at halftime. Their hunger for a second goal left their defense vulnerable, and United took full advantage to level the score in the 58th minute. Both sides failed to score again as they collected a point each, Gor moving back to the top of the table equal on 24 points to Tusker, while Nairobi United remain 11th on 17 points. Banditry were the other winners of the day, beating Manyara United by 1-0, a third win of the season for the Dockers.
Alikuwa ameingia mbele ya mpira. Michael Oblotching. Pale pale alipokuwa amesimama. Anapigiwa mali. Utelezi utaongezeka sio kwa wachezaji, hata kwa linda lango kwenye mikono yao.
And hosts Morocco will face Comoros in the opening match of the Africa Cup of Nations tonight at the Prince Moali Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. It will be the 5th meeting between the two sides who have met 4 times previously, with Morocco winning 3 matches and 1 ending in a draw. That match kicks off in 16 minutes.
Ranked 11th globally, Morocco will open their Africa Cup of Nations campaign against Comoros, ranked 108th in the world. Comoros have never beaten Morocco in their 4 previous meetings, with the first coming at the 2019 qualifying campaign. Morocco will be playing at the continental event for the 20th time and 5th in a row, while Comoros are only appearing for a second time, having made their tournament debut at the 2021 edition in Cameroon. When the two nations were drawn together at the 2021 edition, both progressed from Group C to the round of 16, with Morocco finishing top while Comoros advanced as one of the best third-placed teams. The odds are stacked against Comoros in tonight's opening game. Hosts or co-hosts are undefeated in their opening match in the last 15 editions. The last host nation to lose their opening match was Burkina Faso in 1998, when they were beaten 1-0 by Cameroon. Comoros have yet to keep a clean sheet at the Africa Cup of Nations finals, conceding 7 goals in 4 matches. Their opponents, Morocco, have won their opening match at each of the last 3 editions in 2019, 2021 and 2023.
Now, Lois Chemnung completed a remarkable double at the Central Region Bingwa Fest in Meru, winning the women's 10,000. Seconds to win the 10,000. 15 minutes, 22.4 seconds, while winning the 5,000 meters. She led the same duo to identical podium finishes in both races, with Mariam Lufti finishing second and Cynthia Chepngeno settling for third position. Chemnung pocketed 550,000 shillings for winning the 2 races, while Lufti and Chepngeno bagged 400,000 and 300,000 shillings respectively.
Congratulations.
And South Sea Rangers were crowned champions of the Abbas Khalif Super Cup after beating State City 1-0 in a final played at the Ulinzi Sports Complex in Nairobi. South Sea Rangers drove away in a 33-seater matatu, the ultimate prize for the champions of the month-long tournament.
From 40 teams down to 2 and finally to 1, South Sea Rangers. Ali Maleche scored the only goal of the final for South Sea Rangers to hand them the inaugural Abbas Khalif Super Cup against a determined and resolute State City in the final. Maleche scored the goal in the 58th minute of the final as South Sea Rangers held on to that lead to win the ultimate prize, a 33-seater matatu for winning the title. The losers, State City, did not walk away from the pitch. They also drove away in a 14-seater vehicle, the same reward earned by Kuwinda, who thrashed Akiba 3-0 in the third-place playoff.
Na hii talent kutoa vijana chini kuja juu ndio wacheza Gor Mahia, waende wacheze FC, waende wacheze games za nje, ndio hii ndio tunafurahia. Kwa hivyo huyu kiongozi amejituma na mpongeza, na tuweze kupatia kama tumu-encourage kuenda kusonga mbele. Kama mtu ana desire ya kufanya kitu kule mbele, asapotiwe.
South Sea Rangers goalkeeper Kevin Masongo was named shot stopper of the tournament with an impressive 5 clean sheets. Ali Maleche capped his standout performances by being crowned the most valuable player, while John Wambua of Kuwinda 1 walked away with the Golden Boot award after finding the net 7 times.
Now we have something that will be taking us to those matches. You know, there are some times maybe the office is not capable of honoring some matches from away, but now since we have a bus, I think everything is now halfway sorted.
We're really disappointed. The results were not as we expected, but we'll take the loss with humility and take it as a motivation for the next tournament.
The first edition of the Abbas Khalif Super Cup delivered on its promise of competitive football, emerging talent and tangible rewards, and drove itself firmly into the local football calendar.
And Peter Kavoro is a champion of the Face of Kenya Charity Golf Tournament that was held at the Kiambu Golf Club. Charity Njoroge won the women's title, while Martha Njeri and Jamil Gashero won the junior titles.
Peter Kaburu garnered 68 net to win the Face of Kenya Charity Golf Tournament at Kiambu Golf Club, beating Martin Nyaga and George Njoroge, who was second and third respectively.
For us, we focus more on education because somebody like me, I only succeeded in life because I was educated. So we would like to make sure that those vulnerable children who are not getting their food, so they will not turn up to school. So First of Kenya put a feeding project. Already right now we are feeding Kiambu. What if we have more support and everybody in their county be a First of Kenya ambassador for those children without lunch?
Charity Njoroge was the best lady in the tournament, while Jamil Gasheru and Martha Njeri were the best junior boy and girl respectively.
As the founder of First of Kenya, I'm saying First of Kenya Golf Tournament will be an annual event in Kenya. During Christmas season, as we go to celebrate with our family, we first give back. So yes, it's stamped now. There's going to be a third edition, fourth and fifth, and more to come.
Over 70 golfers participated in the Face of Kenya International sponsored tournament that was organized to raise funds for needy school-going children in Kajiado.
We feel the support today. Already, when we launched Face of Kenya Club, many of these golfers have come to talk to me and said, I want to be part and parcel of the Face of Kenya Club. So for us, we can say success has been achieved, not for us, but for the young people who will be supported by the Face of Kenya project.
The event will be an annual event, with organizers planning to host one event in the United Kingdom as they seek to expand the tournament.
And that's the sport for tonight. Well, we're getting into the festive season, so make sure a few things that I would like to say, as we get into this week. It's not your birthday, it's somebody else's birthday. So do not celebrate more than the owner of the birthday. Back to you, Regina.
We don't care.
Even Baron...
We will do it.
No, I'm just looking at it. Baron Abuli is saying he doesn't care also. But I'm going to tell you, especially on the roads, it's not your birthday. Do not celebrate it more than the owner of the birthday.
Well, on the roads, I'm with you on that, but the rest, please. Before everything else, pray, give thanks, but please spread the Christmas cheer. Merry Christmas. And I want to know from Wahome, who are you going to be supporting as the Africa Cup of Nations commences today? Which team?
Okay, this is a tournament that has boggled my mind a bit because it has got so many underdogs. But hosts Morocco come in as favorite, straightforward. That's out of question. But I want to see what Papet Thiaw is going to do with his Senegalese side. Everyone has taken note of them and the kind of competition they've done. And also, I want to see if Emas Faye is going to continue with that magical run that made the AFCON 2023 magical. So Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Morocco, look out for those ones. And Egypt. What is it that they're going to do with one of their greatest players ever, who's now their head coach, Hossam Hassan, and his brother, his twin brother to be specific, Ibrahim Hassan, as the technical director. It's a story for an AFCON that we hope builds up on what we saw in Cote d'Ivoire last year, January, Feb.
It takes asking Wahome a simple question to get a whole series of information in regard to matter sports. Thank you very much, Wahome, for that particular insight. We're going to continue keeping tabs on what is happening in the sporting arena, matters business, as well as the general space that is. Have a festive season. Merry Christmas. I'm Regina Manyara. Good night.
The holiday season is here again.
What?
It's family time.
Tunaanguka nayo.
Oh yes, it's a season to be jolly. And so, grab a seat, relax as your favorite Christmas hosts line up to indulge you this year.
It's about to go down.
There's a lot of food and drinks to go around.
It's delicious.
Great music for the soul. It's unbeatable. It's joyous. It's Christmas on KBC Channel 1.
Who's that man that made you so angry enough to slap him in the middle of the street? That man is Ricardo Marquez. He stood up your Aunt Magdalena in church on her wedding day 20 years ago.
If that woman was that idiot's girlfriend for heaven knows how long, I have a feeling she must have some information that will help us get rid of him. What do you think?
And how can Mario think that I'm still in love with that worthless man? I feel nothing for him, Lucia. I told you to leave us alone or you'll regret it!
Let her go, Lucia!
It is you! Huh? Next time you touch my daughter, don't let that man get near you again. I always had to carry the burden of my sister's hatred and my aunt's envy, I swear. I can't take it anymore.
We doctors from China have done our best. And you? What have you done? Nothing. Nothing! Why? Help! Why?
A patient lost his life. What did I come to Casser for?
Don't worry, we've already punished Daryl.
It's not about punishments.
I'll never forget any of you for the rest of my life.
All right, let's enjoy this feast then. Eat well and be merry.
Ask you something. Answer me truthfully. Why is Maja coming back early like this?
Did something really happen to Maja? Don't you hide anything from us now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all. We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
It is very important to guard your relationship.
And for your health.
Someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It's in stages.
We've got you covered each and every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Every Wednesday, it's all about The Viewpoint.
A day in politics is like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you insights and getting you ready for your day.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Entertainment Thursday, it is.
Good Morning Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good Morning Kenya. Every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
Bro, ono unatafuna kuchana madhe yako na chapo dondo kwa wingi. Kila kitu iko sawa?
Hey bro, jana bet zangu ziliuma nje zote. Natafuta hata mechi nionekane itarecover.
That's where you go wrong, my G. Asa unaekelea timu yote juu unajaribu kurecover. Don't chase losses. Wekelea when you are at your best.
True manze, acha nipumue.
Exactly. Chukua control. Kema yendi mahali.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Association of Gaming Operators Kenya kwa ushirikiano na Gambling.
For charity, dial *419 hash.
Nakuona.
Kuja hivi sasa.
Mama, dude.
Buddha. Siku umedial *419#. Shika. Yani hujui kwa option 3 kuna Pro Box. Pro Box. Usisahau kwa *419# option 3 iko Pro Box ya bahati. Na ikikuangukia ufunguo utakufikia mahali popote ulipo. Usisahau.
Ni ngumu, siwezi nikakaa kwa jua. Nikiumwa na kichwa huwa natamani mbingu ipasuke, sababu ile uchungu nakuanga nayo ni kali. Ama ikue sasa nimeenda nikakunywa kitu moto